All right, we are live. The Podler team back at it again. Right now, it is myself, Nyy'xai Coach, and with me I have,
I have Nyy'xai Ben.
and we're doing some makeup work on track 2 and bring Ben to level 5. Dun dun dun.
Awesome.
All right, so we just have to do the Nyy'xai energy fields and Nyy'xai reading instrument. All right, let's go get right to it. What are the 10 energy fields humans have? Describe each one in simple terms.
Okay, I noticed this part is highlighted, so in the book.
All right, done that then.
Yep.
All right. Let's see. All right, so what are the directive powers of the Nyy'xai? What are the adaptive powers of the Nyy'xai? Which powers are ranked higher energetically? And what does this mean regarding the innate nature of the Nyy'xai? How can this be noted physiologically?
Okay. Cool. So I'll just read it off first. Nyy'xai have adaptive powers, which are Ni and Zhai, and they have directive powers, which are Zi and Vi, making them quite capable on both sides of their psyche. However, one of these compounds must outrank the other, and it is their adaptive powers, Ni and Zhai, that give them energy, and is their directive powers, Zi and Vi, which curb their energy, which makes the Nyy'xai adaptive. This can be noted in many ways, including the receptive eyes and loose baseline tensioning in their gestures.
So when you're ready.
Cool. So Nyy'xai have the directive powers of Zi and Vi, and they have the adaptive powers of Ni and Zhai. Ni and Zhai are ranked higher than Zi and Vi for Nyy'xai because they are adaptive mojas, and thus they favor their adaptive powers. This can be noted physiologically in their receptive quality to their eyes, as well as their loose baseline tensioning in their gesturing.
Nice. All right, next up.
It's the objective, similar thing, but with the objective and subjective.
Correct. What are the subjective powers for Nyy'xai? What are their objective powers? Which ones are ranked higher? What does this mean for their innate nature, and how can it be noted physiologically?
Cool. So I'll just read off first. Nyy'xai have objective powers, which are Ni and Zi, and they have subjective powers, which are Zhai and Vi. So they're quite capable of operating internally or externally. However, no two powers can be of the same rank, and is their Ni an objective power that outranks all the other powers, making them objective. This can be noted in their unhooded eyes and their natural body animation. So the subjective powers of the Nyy'xai are Zhai and Vi. Their objective powers are Ni and Zi. Ni is ranked higher than Zhai, and Zi is ranked higher than Vi. And this means that they are objective mojas. So their objective powers are ranked higher in the respective compounds in which they exist. So in the momentum compound, the Ni is ranked, the objective powers ranked higher, in the modulation compound, the Z is ranked higher. Thus, they're objective. And this can be noted physiologically in, you can see their unhooded eyes and their natural state by animation.
Bam.
It's cool, like just waking up from a nap, it actually feels really natural to jump into this. You know what I mean? It's sort of like when you wake up and you go for a jog. You know what I mean?
Oh, nice.
Like there's something that just feels very like instinctual and natural about it. I don't know.
Oh, that's good to hear. Question. All right, so interpretive. What is the interpretive power for the Nyy'xai? What is their literal power? Which is ranked higher? What does that mean? And how can it be noted physiologically?
Right. So Nyy'xai have an interpretive power, which is Ni. They have a literal power, which is Vi. So they're quite capable of paying attention to both parent-based and detail-based information. However, no two powers can be the same rank, and it is their Ni that is energetically ranked higher than their Vi, making them interpretive. This may be noted in how their Ni dancing eyes are a pervasiveness signal that Nyy'xai give off, and their Vi paired eyes only pierce through during active usage. So the interpretive power for the Nyy'xai is Ni, and the literal power for the Nyy'xai is Vi. Ni is energetically ranked higher than Vi in the psyche. Ni is their source power, and Vi is their polar power. and that means that they are interpretive. This can be noted physiologically in the fact that Nyy'xai gain momentum from their interpretive power of Ni. Like the dancing quality is natural state, and the concerned quality, which only comes in during active usage, is altered state.
Got it. All right. What is the values-based power of the Nyy'xai? What is their logic-based power, which is ranked higher, and what does that mean? And how can this be noted physiologically?
Right. Nyy'xai have a values-based power, which is Zhai, and they have a logic-based power, which is Z, so they're quite capable of making decisions based on personal or logical criteria. However, no two powers can be the same rank, and as their Zhai, there's energetically ranked higher than their Z, being the values-based. This can be noted in how they modally express, how their mode of expression goes easily and readily above the midline of their face and into their cheeks. Okay. So the values-based power of the Nyy'xai is Zhai, and logic-based power of the Nyy'xai is Z. Zhai, thus they both have both a logic-based and values-based power, and can form logic-based discernment and values-based discernment. But Zhai is ranked higher than Z in the psyche for them, with Zhai being their tandem power and Z being their offside power. Thus, that naturally means that because their values-based discernment power is ranked higher than the logic-based discernment power, that they are a values-based mojo. This can be noted physiologically in the fact that their emoting goes easily and readily above the midline of the face.
Got it. All right, last one for the energy fields. What are the perception powers of the Nyy'xai? What are their discernment powers? Which are ranked higher, and what does that mean? And how can it be noted physiologically?
Cool. Nyy'xai have perception powers, which are Ni and Phi, and they have discernment powers, which are Zhai and Z. So they're quite capable of gaining information and making decisions. However, these processes cannot be of the same rank, and as their Ni, a perception power that outranks all the others, which making them lead perceivers. This can be noted in their specific variety of bi-field face, where their Zhai emotiveness goes up above their midline into their cheeks, so it does not go into their eyes. Always their Ni dancing eyes are peeking out. So Nyy'xai have the perception powers of Ni and Phi, and the discernment powers of Z and Zhai, thus they're always perceiving and making decisions in their psyche. Ni and Phi, however, Ni is ranked higher than all of the other powers, being perception power. It's ranked higher than their Zhai. And that is because that's the major compound, because that's ranked the highest, that makes them lead perceivers. This can be seen in the physiological cues of the Nyy'xai when looking at, for example, their bi-field face. You can see the Zhai unaware emoting go easily and readily above the midline face of the face up to the brim line, but no higher than that. And you can see the Ni dancing eyes leading is the strongest signal in the eyes itself, whereas the mowing doesn't go up to that. So,
got it. Nice. All right, so that one's done. Man, that was easy.
Nice. Yeah, that was a piece of cake. I think a lot of it was because like the beats felt very just like consistent and mathematical, and they were very easy, like straightforward topics.
Yeah.
So
get a little more nuanced here, but still pre-mathematical. We're gonna get into the mode reading instrument of the Nyy'xai.
Cool.
All right, what are some ways the first rank power of Ni helps Nyy'xai with Mojari?
Okay, did we already do the first beat, which is just talking about like their conscious powers?
Yeah.
Okay, sure thing. So Ni gives Nyy'xai powerful cross-contextualizing abilities, a wide-ranging network of qualia connections that help them to intuit a particular person's innate nature. Spotting and tracking patterns is a very strong area for Nyy'xai, particularly emotional, personal, and relationship patterns. Seeing the patterns that unite all humans, while respecting each individual, is delightful to their Ni, and this delight in seeing these patterns gives a lot of headspace and energy to Nyy'xai for the purpose of Mojo reading. Picking up on tacit, subtle, complex clues that are occurring in real time is just what Ni was designed for. It helps Nyy'xai to note signals that would otherwise be easily missed.
1 second. Hello? Yeah. I was trying to get into this Nyy'xai account that me and Ben are using right now, but I got in. No, I appreciate, you know me with the technical stuff. I was clicking on buttons trying to get in. But we're here now.
Oh, I see.
Thank you. Okay, see you later.
Cool.
I guess I was clicking on buttons and she must have got a message from someone saying, "Is there some fool trying to log into your account?"
Oh yeah, I see.
That would be moi.
Yeah. I noticed, like, I mean, it always sends you a message if it's like been a while or
Right.
you're in like a different location or something. But does it like send you something different if like you try to get in multiple times, but like you have some like unsuccesses or something?
I'm sorry.
Is it like
I kept clicking
oh,
on
okay.
something until I got in. I don't really know what path I took.
Yeah.
I'm sure I clicked on too many things where it probably seemed suspicious.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's interesting to see how it handles that. Like,
Yeah, I guess the probably way I was clicking, it probably didn't seem like the person who was doing it knew what they were doing. Like, excuse me, sir, is this your account? It doesn't seem like you know what you're doing.
it just gives you like a descriptive analysis of you, like of the person in question. Like it's like observing you and like telling you about like the person.
That's awesome. Brave new world.
All right, so Nyy'xai have, with their Ni, have powerful cross-contextualizing abilities, which essentially connects a great deal of patterns in qualia to allow them to gain insights about a person's innate nature in reference to Mojo reading. A lot of these are personal connections, and Nyy'xai have a lot of delight when it comes to picking up on all of the patterns that unite humans together. So that makes that very fascinating for them, and it makes them very interested in the art of Mojo reading. They enjoy gaining hidden insights about humans when they read people. So the hidden quality or the hidden aspect of a person's innate nature, their Ni likes to track that, and thus they can be very effective Mojo readers as a result, because oftentimes it's hidden signals that aren't immediately apparent on the surface that are most significant to getting the right answer on a particular person. So that's basically the gist of what I remembered. I'm not sure if I should try to answer more on these, or
No, that sounds good. I was making sure because it
okay.
looked like your head staying at the end there, like you might say a thought, and I don't want to cut you off.
Oh yeah. Sometimes I don't really make it clear exactly where I'm at.
No, no worries. Good job. All right, next up, what are some ways the second rank power of Nyy'xai helps Nyy'xai with Mojo reading?
Cool. Nyy'xai helps Nyy'xai be in touch with their own well-being, bringing them into a state of emotional equilibrium. This simultaneously gives the Nyy'xai. I know it's Nyy'xai is in all pink here.
Get on that. What are you in? Are you in the Father Proclamation or the Nyy'xai book?
Father Proclamation.
Thanks.
Cool. This simultaneously gives the Nyy'xai empathy for whoever they are reading, while they also feel how things are hitting their core values and attachments in the process. Nyy'xai have strong centers of emotional harmony and fortitude that allow them to look at the uncomfortable parts of people without flinching away. As a part of this, the Nyy'xai are tuned in their own vulnerability, which helps in reading the vulnerability of others. This aids in reading someone's mojo, as vulnerability is a part of everyone's innate nature, although most people try desperately to hide it. So Nyy'xai, with their Zhai, are deeply in tune with their own well-being and have a great deal of empathy, as well as being in tune with their own emotional, feelings and inner values. This gives them a great deal of empathy to samples that or people that they end up reading, and that helps with tracking on the vulnerabilities of the people that they're reading, and it increases in a lot of cases their interest and allows them to not like flinch away or to stop looking or to stop really focusing on them if they when they're being hit by vulnerabilities, and that allows them to gain a better understanding of what's going on, because they're able to see the Zhai, basically the Zhai in others, the vulnerabilities in others, and that makes them much better, or that makes them quite strong when it comes to mojo reading.
Good. I don't know if you touched on it, but it's mentioned is that also they have a general balance with their personal values, and they can feel how a sample is sort of making them wobble or feel more sure in their personal values. And they can use that to read as well.
Nice.
All right, 2 more to go. Next up is Z. What are some ways the third rank power of Z helps Nyy'xai with mojo reading?
All right, cool. Z helps Nyy'xai to understand the universal mathematical principles of human design and their proper protocols of mojo reading. Nyy'xai like to go Z super student on things that interest their Nyi and Zhai. Once the Nyi sees the patterns and the Zhai feels the personal value from the experience, then the Z can come on strong to categorize and organize all of the core drivers of the mojo phenomenon so that they can be easily referenced whenever they need it. This can also include relevant statistical probabilities of what innate nature a person is likely to be given certain parameters. Although this is never a substitute for direct observation, it can help dial in their research. So Z helps Nyy'xai understand the universal mathematical principles of human design and the proper protocols of being a good Mojo reader. They like to go super student mode in a lot of things that they're into, and this includes Mojo reading. Oftentimes there'll be situations when you're reading a sample and there'll be certain probabilities, like a certain probability they might be a certain Mojo based on certain parameters, and Z can be good at giving a good assessment of what those probabilities are. That doesn't replace actual direct observation, but it can be helpful to give an idea of where things, where things sort of stand based on what's known about them. Also can be effective at, as I mentioned, the proper protocols of Mojo reading, making sure they're sort of doing it in a way that that is effective, and is very just logically just very efficient, and doesn't steer away from I guess doesn't steer away from that just has a logically effective route to it, how they narrow down their search and get the right answer.
Yeah, yes. You covered the super student angle, you covered the statistical probability angle, and you covered how the Nyy'xai are really good at seeing the humanistic patterns, but sometimes it also needs to stay on the rails and follow certain parameters, and you cover that as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, cool. Last one. What are some ways the fourth rank power Vi helps Nyy'xai with Mojo reading?
Cool. Vi helps Nyy'xai with collecting and storing useful knowledge. This can take the form of collaging, taking notes, journaling, and other ways to record the key breakthroughs and life lessons that Nyy'xai had. Mojo reading can be a confusing and elusive process, but their Vi helps them remember the most important things to pay attention to, even when their psyche gets turned around and upside down. By following these critical navigation points that Nyy'xai have accumulated throughout their Mojo reading experiences, they can stay on point as they need to in order to properly close the case, keep Nyy'xai from repeating past mistakes, and also gives them consistent reminders about paying special attention to areas that are inherently more challenging for them. I noticed there's one point in the paragraph where Nyy'xai isn't color-coded. It's kind of in the middle. It's like the second. Yeah, there.
Thank you.
So Vi helps the Nyy'xai with storing and collecting useful knowledge that's relevant and significant to Mojo reading. So for example, when it comes to collaging, they may store certain images that really remind them of, that they can reference back later when they're reminded of a particular riff. The riff is largely going to be, gonna have to do with your need, but the storing of the image in the memory is very important to that. Also, another thing that is useful about Vi is basically having like standards of excellence for mojoing. Like there's certain things you really want to focus on for a particular mojo. Certain things that tend to throw you off when it comes to a particular mojo. Knowing, and remembering those things about the situation that you're in can be quite effective. It can help the Nyy'xai not make the same mistake twice as often, and be more consistent about about making the correct choices and actions when mojoing.
Definitely, particularly when there are sort of like trends in yourself that you may have a hard time remembering, like, oh, that makes me feel this way, and I do that. The vibe can be like, wait a minute, in this situation in the past. And
Totally.
Historic reminders. All right, excellent. Okay, so that is everything to catch you up, correct?
Yep, it is.
So congratulations, sir. You are L5.
All right, awesome. I'll go ahead and post it on the forum, so
yeah, please do.
I'm up to it there. Yeah.
And I'll talk to you real quick so I can hear it say bye to the world. Bye, world.